Okay, good afternoon, Buckso. How lovely to have you here. How is your day going?
Thanks, Mia. Thanks for inviting me on. I am actually having a very relaxed day today, which is unheard of for me if people who know me. To have a day where I've done nothing except the call before you. So I had a call this morning on Zoom, and I've just taken one of my coaching calls because I'm crafting my story at the moment. So I've had somebody help me to craft my story for speaking on stage. And then it's yourself. And then I'll be doing nothing else except reading, meditating, and a bit of Netflix just to balance it out at the end.
Lovely. Perfect. And I'm so grateful that you have agreed to be part of this interview process that I have been doing as a series with a group of people over the last few weeks, looking at how the experience of lockdown and the regulations around COVID-19 have impacted on their work life, their personal and their family lives, but also what benefits it's brought into their lives. And so one of the reasons that I'm doing this is because of my own personal experience, which earlier on was really mentally and emotionally challenging. And it really impacted my ability to reach out to people, for feeling I'd be judged and, feeling quite alone. So I reached out in this way and found there's so many people going through it. They're in this, in this stage of in utter confusion and bound up and feelings of pressure of wanting to do something and not knowing what to do and how to do it, but also in this transitional period of, going back to work, not knowing if they want to go back to work, what kind of work they want to do. Do I want to do that? I don't know. And worried about what the future holds. So there's lots of, there's lots of things going on. But there's also these people, Buckso, who have had the most amazing, amazing benefits out of this situation. And it's opened up areas for opportunities for personal development that they might not ordinarily have been able to explore had it not been for this extraordinary experience. And Buckso, I met you a few years ago when I was living down south when we were going through, we met through the women entrepreneurial business networking group, and we have a mutual friend in that group. And you have quite an extraordinary life, Buckso. You are an amazing actress, and have been in a raft of programs and films, but you do so much more. And I wonder if I can invite you, Buckso, to tell us a little about, or share a little bit about how this experience has actually impacted on your work life to start off with.
Thanks, Mia. So, of course, the industry, yes, I have been working as an actor for the last 12 years. I went into it quite late. And this is probably obviously with everybody, the only time that I've ever known the industry to have shut down in history since it began, the entertainment world, TV, plays, theatres. It's all shut down. There is no activity at all whatsoever. And I think slowly but surely they're starting to come out the other side, especially recently with Rishi Sunak offering the 1.7 billion fund to get the arts and whatnot back on its feet. Will it be something that gets back to its former glory in this year? I don't think so. But it'll be something that gets kick-started again after some much needed cash injection. So yes, it's been very, very, very quiet for me over the last 4 months. And I've got to say, I probably could quite easily offend a few of the people that are in the industry by saying that it's been a fantastically welcome break for me. But that shouldn't be something they take on board as their truth just because it's mine. As with anything in life and anybody's statement, just because an individual feels a certain way about something doesn't make your feelings any less valuable. It's their experience and their feelings, and this is what I feel. Lost my dad at the beginning of the year in January, and of course since then I thought I was into my spirituality before anyway. For the last 30 years or so I thought I was spiritual anyway. Started my journey 20 years ago into the world of Reiki and whatnot, to personal situations, and I thought I was you know, on the spiritual path. But then, of course, my dad passing in January, it opened up another box of another level of depth to my understanding of what it is that we are and why we're here. And so for me, it's been a very much a 3-4 months of reflection, inner work on an even deeper level that I didn't know was there. And it's made me question a lot about what it is that we do on a daily basis that actually contributes to mankind. Yes, a lot of people say, well, as actors, we give people light entertainment. They would, you know, where would they be without TV and Netflix? Which is great. You know, I agree totally. Superficially, I agree that it is on that level. I can't help but function at a place of depth. That's who I am. As an actor, you don't get taught that in drama school. I didn't go to drama school as it happened. But that's why that industry is the way it is, full of fear, vacuous individuals that are unable to function in a time like this now because they've never done any self-reflection. They've never worked on themselves. They've never sat on their own for hours at a time, meditated or contemplated, because they've just filled their time with prancing around, popping off to lunch here and there. I'm not saying that they all do that, but from my experience. So for me to be able to have this 4 months of quiet time has really resulted in me transforming myself into the individual I need to be going forward.
Yeah, so that's quite amazing. I'm just really taken by, I know that so many people that have lost loved ones over in this situation, but you had that. So I mean, that must have been, I'm just trying to think how that was, because you lost your father at the beginning of the year and then all this happened, all this stuff happened, and it kind of emphasizes everything, doesn't it? It kind of, I mean, it's bad enough when you lose somebody, but in this environment, when we're getting so much loss, when everything comes to a stop, and it really brings up so much, doesn't it?
Yeah.
For everybody.
Yeah. And the thing is that people are doing, probably, there's no right or wrong, it is what it is. Over time, when they have this feeling of loss, whether it be loss and grief through losing a loved one, whether it's grief through losing your work, your livelihood, any sort of grief that you're feeling is something that we get all consumed by and turn to alcohol, smoking, food, anything that we can do to excess that abuses the self, really, in order to cope and get through it. We turn to these things in life. And you know something, for me, I'm only talking about my personal experience from this point of view. What it's done for me is made me realize that there's a magic in this moment right now that is flicked. It's a switch that flicks inside you. And that switch has given you, it's a gift. There's a gift that's been given to you right now for you to be able to explore those depths, which you've never had the time to explore because you've had an excuse of work, kids, whatever. This is the most beautiful time that we're ever going to experience as humans, my generation, our generation anyway, in our lifetime. And I just want to really, I know I sound like I'm away with the fairies right now, but I can't explain it any simpler than that. It's a bloody gift that's come to us now. And if you can't see it, I'm happy to show you that, you know, for what it is. It's okay to feel that you don't want to go back to that life anymore. It's okay to feel that you don't know what it is that you're going to go into now that you know you can't do that anymore. It's okay knowing that you are a different person going into the old again, okay? Self-awareness is massive in all of this. Your self-awareness is what will give you the survival mode, that'll give you the survival technique. Self-awareness and self-acknowledgement and ownership, taking responsibility. This is okay. I feel like this. Yes, I do feel like that. Hands up. Yes, I do. And I don't mind admitting it because the empowerment that comes with that. Nobody's got anything on you then. Nobody's got anything on you because you're owning that about yourself. Yes, I am feeling really angry with you right now because I've been living with you for 4 months non-stop and I can't get away with you. I still love you. Yeah, I still love you though. But yes, I am feeling that right now. I'm sorry. I can't, I'm trying to control it. I'm trying to work through it. Okay. It's all of that acknowledgement and ownership of your part that you're playing in the dynamics. We've got 18-year-old twins. They'll be 18 in August 15th. And they're at college. That ended when it ended. And we're in a house. My husband's been working full time still for the railway So not a lot's changed in that respect, that he is still at work full time, albeit the conditions at work have changed massively. And it's been so beneficial, and I'm so grateful that we've had that regularity of him going to work and the money coming in. I'm just so grateful that we are fortunate that way compared to some people who have been furloughed and are struggling financially in that respect. I feel for them, I do. I haven't been without poverty in my life as an actor, so trust me, I know what it is to have to do the odd jobs in between getting the castings and the acting work. But the beauty of just being able to be in my children's space, even though they're sat upstairs in their rooms and I'm downstairs, just knowing that they're there, that silver thread of connection that we have when we birth our kids, and knowing that they're out all day and they're away from us, you can feel that distance and connection from them being in the house. You know, I just love having them by my environment. My son's outside at the minute, working out in the garden, bless him, can't go to the gym. So you make the most of what you've got and look for that. You can look for the rubbish aspects, the crappy aspects of it, and find millions of those. You'll always find them. But why not try and look for the beauty of the situation, however hard it might be? And I'll be honest, it's taken me a while to just slow down. It really has in these 4 months because I'm so go, go, go. And I won't be going to those networking events when we come out of it. I won't be going around meeting 3 or 4 people every day to fill my time because I don't no longer dislike my own company. I love my own company. I fell in love with myself, and I fell in love with the need to honor my body and give it what it needs. If it needs to stay there on the sofa for 3 hours in a blanket, I'm going to give that to you because, bless you, you've taken me through so much rubbish over the years. And, you know, I've never taken care of myself since I left the West End in 2016 and was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. I've never really honored my body and given it the rest and recuperation it deserves. So people need to, or ought to, see the beauty in this time to recalibrate your body and let it do what it wants to do. Just listen to it.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? What a journey you've been on. What a journey. Only in that, you know, I know it's a lifetime journey, but in that small space of time, what a journey of a kind of discovery and evolving, you know. And you know, Buckso, that is coming through every interview. Everybody I speak to is we're different, but we're all going through this common kind of process of discovery about ourselves and about what we truly want, what's truly good for us. It's incredible, isn't it? Over this whole lifetime, and just this intense period has really awoken us to something that we truly need. And isn't it, it's wonderful because it affects the whole family, but I'm really taken with how you've expressed that. You're very honest, you're very open, and I love it. And I really think that's something that you know, we need to be within ourselves, don't we, Buckso?
You have to be. The need now, the calling, because I've never been so in tune with my higher self in my life. And I know I've always had a gift, and I've never ever been in tune with it as I am being now because of the amount of time I am dedicating to meditation. I was one of those individuals that said, can't meditate, no, can't meditate, can't, no, can't. I've tried it, just can't do it. No, I didn't want to do it. That's what it is. If I'm owning my truth and taking responsibility, I didn't want to, couldn't be asked, couldn't be bothered. I've got better things to do. I need to be there, I need to do that. I didn't prioritize it. So to anybody who says I can't meditate, yes, you can. You just don't want to, and you're not prioritizing it. And you need to own that about yourself. It's not a bad thing that you can't, well, aren't, but I've realized just how important it is for me, and how that's why the transformations happen so quickly in this last few months, is because I've dedicated that time to myself to find out what I want and what I need, rather than, what should I do? I don't know what to do. Oh gosh, let me just watch Corrie. Let me just watch Corrie all night. Yes, I know I appear in them programs and those shows. I don't watch them. I don't watch them because there's a whole different conversation behind that and what it is. You know, Netflix for me is a relief, a release. I don't take it to bed. I don't think about it. I don't make my life about it. It's just a switching off of things, okay? And just another way of unwinding, different to meditation. And it also gives me I like an action film. I love that adrenaline that goes through the body, you know? And recognizing things for what they are and what they give you is the key thing, rather than, oh, I need a drink, oh God, I need a fag. You don't, you want it, and you've attached a reward to it. It's this thing, it's like people justify what they have to do because they don't value themselves for something else that's going to do them more good. And again, these are all my findings. These aren't things I'm reading about, but people's experience. This is my truth. So nobody can argue with me about that. And the same with everybody else out there. That's your truth, what you're saying and how you're feeling and whatnot is your truth. Nobody's going to take that away from you. So no judgment, like you're saying, Mia. The fear of judgment, no, because that's where we limit ourselves. That's where we create a prison. Right, I've decided that this is a wall and that's a wall. That's the wall there of they call it jail in access consciousness. Okay, I'm an access conscious practitioner. So in there, they created an acronym called JAIL: judgment, agenda, intention, and lies. Okay, so that's what we create. We surround ourselves by jail because we surround ourselves by what people think are going to think of us. We have an agenda invariably behind our activity and what we do. We always have an intention behind what we do, and we always tell ourselves lies to tell ourselves, myth of the mind. We tell ourselves things in order to justify what we're doing. Okay, so again, that's a very deep topic to talk about in 2 seconds, so I won't go into it too much. But for me, I knew there was something else that I had to do for myself in order to continue going forward in this life after my dad passed away. Okay, who was he? I didn't even know who he was. My sister was reading the eulogy out at your funeral, and she got stuck. She wavered. She, broke down. I just shouted out, "Talk to your parents. Find out who they are. Find out who they are." They were 15 months. They were 25. They were 40 years old once with dreams and ambitions. My 18-year-old see me as this entity that just floats around, giving him this: tidy up, have a drink, clean that, do this. Can you drop me off here? Can you give me some money for that? And I know we do that. We take these people for granted, our parents, but you don't realize just how much of you is in them in order for you to find out more about yourself, because you need to talk to them to find that out. And it's just having those conversations, I know you pop around and see your parents every week for a coffee and whatnot, but to actually talk to them about what you like when you're 20, what you like when you're 21, did you feel like this, and what did you feel about that? And because you get more answers about who you are. And I found out that my dad was a giver, and that makes me understand now why I do and have done. Things are going to change. I'm always giving. I'm always wanting to help people. Let me help you with that. I'll show you how to do it. You don't need to worry about it. Let me show you how to do that. Of course, that results in burnout of your own energy when you're not feeding yourself. As a 10-gallon individual, trying to fill up those people around me, like the analogy I shared, those people in your life that are only capable of giving you a pint back will soon deplete you of your reserves. So again, it's another conversation for depth and whatnot. And I was very averse to talking this way because the fear of thinking, oh, she's off on cloud cuckoo land. She's a bit woo. Don't even get me started on that word, because I had to actually look that definition up. Woo woo is actually a derogatory term for people who have an illogical belief in superstition. Now,
illogical belief, did you say?
Illogical belief in superstition, right. So yes, that got my goat right up, because I was actually, okay, so you're trying to tell me that energy, which is what really we're all talking about here in different guises, energy, which is what runs through your every fiber, is a scientific fact that cannot be destroyed or removed. It just morphs into something else and moves into something else, changes shape. That's a scientific fact. That's not woo-woo. So all those individuals that are out there, they like to back up what they're saying with, I know it's a bit woo. You don't need to do that. You don't need to explain yourself. That's who you are. Stand up into that power and embrace it, because that will open up more opportunities and doors to you that you don't know exist right now.
I love that. I love that, Buckso. I love that. Taking, realizing that we are, that our power, realizing nothing's woo-woo. If you say it's woo-woo, then you're saying we're all woo-woo, because we're all made of the same thing. So it's like, you're just giving permission. You're giving people permission to be. Just be them. I know. that you know that we're all the same, and you can stand in that power and be whoever you choose to be. It doesn't matter about it. Just own it. Just own it.
And that's where I was going down the street, because I was looking at, I did my coaching certification last year. I didn't do anything with it. Had I done something with it, I probably would have gone through lockdown with some clients, you know, had I created that energy around it, but I didn't give it the time or the energy it needed, because I just parked it thinking, because I never got a qualification as an actress, I didn't want to have imposter syndrome again, which is something that I was suffering with for the last 10 years. It only came to be when I did Aladdin that I finally thought, you know what, okay, pulled the chair out and I took my seat at the table. Isn't it interesting when that happens, when you have a caliber of a job that gives you credibility in your own eyes? Never mind the fact that I'd done my apprenticeship, you know, over 12 years. I'd gone without the money. I'd sacrificed 6-hour trips to London and back, you know, in order to get to where I wanted to get to. You don't tell people that side of it. It's not all glamour, glitz and glamour. So this time I've taken to reinforce that life coach certification. I thought I was going to be a confidence coach for people to help them to be more confident, because being confident isn't one thing, it's everything. And I realized it's everything. It's your self-esteem, it's your self-awareness, it's the trust, it's the positive mindset, it's the being able to be vulnerable. It's a myriad of things, okay? And I knew then that's why people weren't buying into the word confident, because they were confused what that meant to them. And I know that's not my path now. What I do know in the last couple of days is I'm actually all about the diamond in you, the person that you truly are on that deep level that is just dying to be unearthed and show the intensity of your brilliance, the real light that you are. Did you know that when we die, there is ashes that are used to grow a diamond, because the carbon that's in your bones, you only need 1 gram of carbon to create and grow a diamond. Why do we want to? Why do we need to die in order to become the diamond? You know, so I'm here now going forward. Yes, I will continue to do the acting because it sees the little show off in me. What can I say? I'm a middle child. But I also know it's about bringing light to the industry and encouraging other people to discover and unearth the diamond in you. A diamond in the rough is not very attractive. It doesn't look very nice, does it? But when it's been polished up, worked on, chipped away at and cleaned and polished, the many facets that it shows are what's in us. We're not 2-dimensional beings. We're not 3D, we're 5D. But the facets that we've got in us that we could be contributing to mankind with, that we deserve to do and we should be doing. So I am now the diamond transformational coach. You know, I transform the diamond in you. I create that from the 1 gram of carbon that you don't need to have as ashes.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's what I'm about now. So that's what I've got.
Beautiful.
That's what I've got. It's just fell into place. It really has.
It has. It's totally all fallen into place. And that was why you weren't supposed to do that coaching before, because all this, supposed to happen for you to get that inspiration.
Honestly, it's divine inspiration.
It's divine.
It's divine. I can sense it. I can feel it. I could never feel angels or higher guides or whatever that were around me. You know, I couldn't, because I wasn't doing the work that needed to go into it to be honored with their presence. You know, you have to dedicate that 30 minutes, 60 minutes a day.
Yeah.
To give that time. It's not yours to have. You give that time to connect with them, and I'll be doing that. And I actually look forward to it now because of how I feel in the connection. So that's what I've changed the name of my group. I created a group 2 weeks ago. It started out being called It's All About the Diamond in You. Okay. I changed it 4 times in 2 weeks. So today it's called Reveal the Real You. Reveal the Real in You. Okay. And that'll change again. So I apologize if anybody goes to try and find that group now, but just connect with me and I'll pop you in there if you want to go in there. But that's what it's about now. It's those individuals that need the help and the support that I never had. I found all of this out by trial and error. And, you know, maybe that was my journey so that I could teach others how to do it with less adversity. I'm not saying don't go through adversity. I want you to go through that, because only then is the true brilliance that you're going to show. Look how much it looks horrible when you're mining the diamond, you know, you're drilling it and the pressure and all of that has to go under the pressure. That's where the resilience is created.
Mm.
You know, so I would like to gift anybody that watches this my free ebook, which is called Rock Solid Resilience. Shine Like a Diamond, 7.5 steps. It's something I wrote when I came out of the West End 4 years ago. And it's embarrassing to read it because of how I've changed so much, but it's also beautiful to embrace it because that's who I was. That's what my soul was 4 years ago. And the transformation is just amazing for me.
That's what it's all about. That's amazing. Have you got that? Have you got that book there?
It's in a PDF. I've got it in a PDF. I can send to people if they just give me their email. I'll send it over to them.
Yeah, we can put that in the link, definitely. Oh, that's fantastic. But that's part of the journey, isn't it? We have a look, we review the life that we have, and we can see how far forward. But that's the thing. You've just expressed that so well, Buckso, is you appreciate how far you've come. You've put in this work, you've evolved, but you're appreciating. And it's so important that we can appreciate the journey that we have been through.
If you take that time to honor yourself, sitting there with yourself and thinking about everything you've gone through, because when you just get your head down and just get on with it, you don't give yourself time to process it. And like people said to me, I don't know how you do it, Buckso. I was like, I just get on with it. When I've had to get on with it all my life on my own with no help and support, you don't think about it, you just get on with it, you do what you've got to do. But there comes a time when you have to sit back and honor that about yourself. You have to honor that journey that you went on and give yourself not a pat on the back, but just love yourself for it. Because that's where I realize now how valuable I am to those people I am contributing to, which then brings about the value in my what I charge, because we're in this industry, spiritual, esoteric industry, where it's an energy. Money is energy. We have this issue around money. I've only just got rid of my money mindset blocks, only just at the age of 47, through having an RTT session, which was amazing. But then that's because I was ready. I was ready. The student in me was ready to get rid of this. I've done everything energetic wise. I just never tried this. And now I see I'm able to get rid of that block that makes me realize, oh yes, look what I've done. That's why I am valuable to you and you and you. And that's why I'm going to charge you this, this, and this. And that's the end of the story. That's it. Would you like it? It's a yes or no answer. Moving on, because I'm going to continue doing this mission. It's not dependent on whether you validate me by taking my services. I'm on this mission and the universe will provide that for me now, because I finally doing what it's asking me to do.
That's fabulous. That is just what a great way to kind of bring this all together, is valuing the self at the end of the day. That is a wonderful way of kind of closing this. And I know we're coming to the end of the interview, and I don't want to, because there's so much more I want to speak to you about. You're just so wonderful to speak to, but
thank you.
But there's one I do, and this is my last interview that I'm going to do in this series. But in all of this, I'm just wondering, Buckso, is there, I know going forward for people, and you've probably kind of given people a lot in there, but I'm wondering, is there anything else, any other advice or anything that you'd want to offer to people going through this stage in their lives?
Dependent on what you are giving attention to, will compound further. We are getting bombarded from the mainstream media. I do not have the television on all day until 5 o'clock when the chase comes on. It's a choice. It's a choice. It's always a choice. We have the choice to decide how this pandemic is going to carve the rest of 2020 out for us. Okay? We've got that choice. You might not feel it, but you have. You can choose to fill your day with focusing on everything that's lost, everything that's not going right for you, everything that isn't working out for you. Or you can choose it to look this way and decide how you're going to go forward in your life from here in. Are you going to start making decisions that actually benefit you and stop doing it for others? Are you actually going to stop buying into other people's truth and not making your own important? Are you going to take the steps required to find your voice in your life? Or are you going to carry on doing what you've been doing so you keep getting what you've been getting? Has this time taught you anything at all? Write about it. Write it down and look at it every day. Focus on the 3 things every day. Cliches are cliches because they are things that are ingrained in the brain. You know, writing about things makes it real. Don't write about anything that isn't your truth. If you're writing something you've heard from somebody, if you're writing something because you've watched something 10 hours and now you believe that, that's what happens. You watch something, you hear something often enough, it becomes real for you. So how about changing what that is you're listening to? How about changing that you're watching? Read more, choose a different path for yourself, make that choice.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Buckso. That has been absolutely wonderful. And I really wish you every success. And I know you will have with your venture going forward. And I'm sure we'll see you again in some wonderful series and productions and out there. Yes.
Well, this is the way forward. It's going to be something that I do even more now on a big scale. Without the acting will bob along as it is, and now I'm going to start doing more in the way of events where people can come and really imbue themselves with this diamond energy, the transformational diamond energy that is in all of us. So if people want to get in touch with me, they can visit my website, bucksodw.com, and get in touch with me.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Buckso. Have a lovely day.
Thanks, love.
Bye.
Bye.